Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys been having a great week, man. I've been having a good time with this case. Been having a good time hanging out with y'all on the live streams. Shout out the live streams. They're every Monday, Tuesday, around 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's when we usually hop on. But yeah, we're back with the Shanda Vander Ark. This is basically the closing statements of the defense. So we're going to get to see basically the entire picture of what she was doing. And, obviously he's going to give his comments as well. So I hope if you guys been enjoying the topic, it's almost done. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Make sure you comment who you guys want to see next because we're getting toward the end of Shanda. So make sure you guys comment what you want to see next. Go to my Instagram right here below. It's somewhere on the screen. Go to my Instagram. Start to send me DMs. If you feel like you've been ignored, send me another message and be like, hey, remember this? And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. So, yeah, without further ado, people, I love y'all. Let's jump into this video.
Of the people of the state of Michigan, I want to thank you for your time and attention to these matters. As we've repeatedly indicated and as now you've seen through the evidence and the testimony in this case, these are incredibly difficult, incredibly sensitive matters, and we certainly do thank you for your time and attention to them. I usually like to start closing statements in a homicide trial such as this by showing you a photograph. And that photograph is usually the victim in the case prior to their death. In this case, our victim was a child. Would hope to be able to show you a photograph of what he looked like within a few months of his death. I can't do that. I can't do that because the defendant apparently took it upon herself to make sure there were no photographs taken of the victim in the 6 months leading up to his death. In opening statement, I told you about that song, What's the Matter Here? And the line from that song, answer me and take your time. What could be the awful crime he could do at so young an age? So ask yourselves that.
The fact that she didn't take any pictures of this baby for 6 months, the fact that she had oversight 6 months ago, she knew things were about to get pretty drastic. She already knew shit was about to get drastic. So no photos being taken from this point out. This is some crazy shit. This is like some war crime type shit going on right here with a mother. No veteran here, just a woman from, I forgot where she's from. I forgot where she was originally born. But anyway, just a small town woman who got her bar, passed it, and had a pretty shitty life for her degree. I don't know. It's crazy to think that little lady could come up with all those cruel methods. But anyways.
What did he do? He stole some food? He took some things apart? That's all I heard. And he paid for that with his life. And like I told you, I can't answer the why. I can't answer why the cold and lowly things were done to him. Because it doesn't make sense. It does not make any sense that a 15-year-old should be made to suffer the way Timothy was. To be made a prisoner the way Timothy was.
And the fact that he was disabled on top of that, I really feel like his disability is what drove most of the hate. You know what I mean? I feel like the disability is what pushed her into saying like, oh, I could really take advantage of this one. Or maybe it was like, oh, he's so annoying. He's always doing this annoying shit. I'm just going to take advantage of him. Either way, I think that was one of his driving. The fact that he was autistic and whatever he was doing with his high functioning autism, you know what I mean, must have just pissed her off, or she must have just did not like it, Because, you have little superpowers. Like they said he could hear across the room really finely to certain things. So, you have little advantages. Something with him, that was up with him, she just did not like. And he wasn't very mobile either. So it's like, bro, you're really kicking down over here. Yeah, no, that's why she deserves that life sentence.
Mama, we need to actually feed him. That's the phrase. We need to actually feed him? He's bone thin, Mama. I think honestly, we need to actually feed him. And what's her response? Give him bread. Give him bread with peanut butter. The unresponsiveness is probably fake, but I see what you mean. Yesterday, she wants you to believe I didn't see that photograph. She literally uses the word see in her text message. I see what you mean. And then tries to split hairs about what that phrase means. Let's assume she didn't see the photograph for just a moment. Your child is so alarmed that he's saying he's bone thin. I think we actually need to feed him. And your first response is give him bread? What does that tell you about her mindset? Her mindset is that's what he gets to eat. He gets bread. Maybe some peanut butter. That's what he gets to eat. Not the canned goods that he can get access to under the cabinet. And heaven forbid he commit the crime of sneaking a piece of candy or eating some frozen chicken nuggets.
That shit is disgusting. And the fact that they let him eat the frozen chicken nuggets, and I don't know why. It's like they didn't have any defense. I guess that's why you don't go on the stand. But she had no defense for anything. When she went up there, she was almost as bad as Paul. She was just like, yeah, I couldn't find the lesser hot sauce didn't really affect him, so he had to find the stronger hot sauce. And yeah, I just gave it to him. No, it was Paul's idea. Paul said it would work, and then I tried it. Like, lady, get the fuck out. It's like she's just admitting to everything because there's nothing else really to say. It's crazy, bro. They ate these two alive. Give them bread. That's what she said.
Well, after the stroke, he went on a hunger strike. That was a lie. Paul told you it was a lie. He never went on a hunger strike. There isn't a single reference here to him being on a hunger strike in January or in July. The bigger binder. More of the text messages, just about Timothy. All of the text messages, just about Timothy. I gave her the option yesterday. I said, show me the text about the hunger strike. You're so concerned about everything. You're so concerned about watching the cameras, setting the alarms, making sure the food is what it's supposed to be, making sure he's running stairs, doing wall sits, getting cold baths, all of that stuff. Show me in here where you're talking about him being on a hunger strike. Nothing.
Not a single
The
thing.
hunger strike thing isn't real. And think about it for just a moment. If your child was on a hunger strike, what would you do? I know what I'd do. Remember, we talked about reason and common sense. What's the reasonable thing to do? Get your child to a doctor. Get your child to a therapist. Get your child to something. But what does she actually do? The first set of text messages we hear? The first text message, February 18th. So this would be on or about the time of that first hunger strike. First, rude. And second, why are his hands free? Ooh. That's where we're starting? Why are his hands free? Because he's a human being. And what did he get into that he felt he needed to brush his teeth to hide it? I think most parents would be ecstatic about their child actually brushing their teeth. I know I am, and my kids do it. But to her, him brushing his teeth is a sign that he's hiding something. Sorry, didn't know he was up. What do you mean you didn't know he was up? Has he not been upstairs against the wall? So he's supposed to be against the wall. No. What? Why the heck not? What the heck has been going on? Check the brownies in the kitchen. Check everything not locked away. Check where the flipping keys have been. This is in February.
Check where the flipping keys have been. I like how she doesn't curse and she tries to be this like clean spoken mom, but yet she's doing this crazy horrendous shit to her kid. Check for the flipping keys. Darn it. Come on, Paul. You should know better. Go get the flipping keys and lock the cabinets. That whole sentence sounds insane. But that was the reality Timothy was living in. Like, bro, you're locking food away? And then one time he ate food, they thought he ate food, and she told him to gag him, make him throw it up. You know Paul was ready to do that shit. He was like, oh, yeah, open your mouth. Like, yeah, no, these two were like, I don't know if you ever played this game called Resident Evil, but there was a family, I think it was Resident Evil 7 or some shit, like this super backwards, like hillbilly type family. They remind me so much of that family from Resident Evil, and this game is fiction. Yo, they are a crazy family. Doing that crazy shit to him, nah, bro.
We're not even talking about the last couple of weeks that Timothy's alive. This is in February. And she's already started talking about locking away food. 5 months before Timothy dies, and she's talking about restricting his access to food.
5 months before he dies. Now think about that. It did probably start. I am pretty sure it started with Timothy stealing food because he was a little pudgy, his little cheeks and shit. He was going ham on the food, stealing shit. He didn't care what she said. Whatever. I'm just gonna take the food because fuck her. They're kids. Kids. He's gonna take the food regardless of what she says. Well, guess what? She devised this amazing plan that just spiraled into this torture camp to lock away food. Oh, give him limited amounts. Oh, he likes spicy food so much, make him eat the hot sauce with bread. See? You see how it spirals, right? But that's exactly what happened. He didn't listen to her. She didn't have no control over him, and he ate whenever he felt like it. Like most 15-year-olds. Like, you really think you have a hold on your 15-year-old when you go to sleep at 9:30? You think you? Come on now. They're in the kitchen. I know I was. So I was in the kitchen, chefing up.
Hunger strike? No. She realized late last night that he was thin. She threatened to take him to the ER if he didn't eat. We know what she did to him the last night. She wasn't remotely concerned about his physical appearance. Make no mistake, she could see his physical appearance because she dragged him into the closet, and Lieutenant Hooksum had described to you in, unfortunately, vivid detail. And the images are horrifying, truly horrifying. But you've seen the photos of what he looked like when he died. And that was hours before. A mother dragging her child into a room, throwing him down on the ground. Does that sound like I realized last night he was ill, and I threatened to take him to the ER if he didn't eat? So I made him a piece of toast with butter on it? She even admitted that was a lie. Said he was done after he ate the toast, went downstairs. He couldn't even move at that point. You heard Dr. DeYoung's testimony about what happens to the body as it breaks down, as it goes through these stages of malnutrition. He was 69 pounds. The average, and he was average height, the average 15-year-old male is 132 pounds. He was 62 pounds underweight. And we saw what he was like 3 weeks before. Make no mistake, she saw what he was like 3 weeks before.
Yeah, there's no way as a mother you could tell me that you didn't know what size your kid is. Come on now. That's crazy.
How does this woman hold down a job as a legal clerk? If your memory problems are that bad that you can't send these text messages, how are you not seeing a therapist? How are you not on medication to address these issues? You couldn't hold down a job if you were that, let alone a job as a legal clerk, if you had that many memory problems. Well, let's talk about the things that she can remember. Oh, right after Mother's Day, he weighed 104 pounds. And I asked a couple of times, 108 pounds? No, 104 pounds. She's absolutely certain about that. Somehow she can remember 2 months before Timothy dies, what he weighed. That's a detail that she can remember. The bad things? No, can't remember any of that. That's the detail that she can remember. How self-serving is that? That you can only remember the good things, and you can't remember the bad things. And 3 weeks later, that's how he looks. Does that look like 104 pounds? Sure doesn't look like it to me. There isn't a single text message in here or in there, the larger binder, where she says, what are we doing? I don't understand why we're doing these things. Why are these things happening? Why is Timothy on a camera? Why is Timothy in handcuffs? Why is Timothy locked away in a small room? If she has all these memory issues, where are those text messages? Where are the memory issues in here? She knows everything that she wants to have done, and she's telling Paul day after day after day what to do to Timothy. Not struggling to remember what it is, not struggling to remember what it is that Timothy had done to be punished in this way. Not struggling with any of that.
I remember she's up there reminding him, like, no, not 5 minutes in the bathroom. It's supposed to be 3 minutes or whatever crazy time she would set to him. If he needs to poop, you give him that much time. And come on, this was a regimen. She must have been watching YouTube videos on the best ways to dehumanize somebody, because that's what she was doing. It was completely ridiculous. The fact that she stood there with her nasty little frown face. She has a permanent frown face. It's actually crazy. Go look it up. Go look at her. Shit will scare you. She's going to go up there with her ugly little frown face and just say, I don't remember. Lady, if you don't get your ass off the stand and sit down and have some sort of shame in the corner, that's what really irritates me about her. She sucks.
While he's on a hunger strike, on July 5th, the day before he dies. Forgot to tell you this before I left. Timothy was doing his fake stumbling and falling last night, of course, so I decided to prove once again how fake it is. I asked him if he would stop doing that, if he would eat a whole pizza by himself, and he said yes, of course. And then I told him how obvious it was that he was being fake, and he had just proven that yet again, and of course he just looked down and didn't respond.
Damn, bro. They're fucking with him. And I think Paul even said, hey, you want a pizza roll? And he looks up and like wants to grab it. And he's like, ha ha ha, I see you're faking it. You're faking it. You faker. Bro, these people are they're not right, bro. The fact that she's proving to herself and to Paul that he's faking it, she's psychotic. That's crazy. She's literally trying to convince herself. Like, see, look, I told him if I got him a pizza, would he stop tumbling over? And he said, yeah, see, he's lying. Man, may she be shanked in prison. She sucks.
Can't say it any more blunt than she does. She was not going to let Timothy win. Plain and simple.
She was not going to let Timothy win. And that's the saddest statement ever for her. She is a sad human being, because the fact that she's seeing this as a win-lose thing, and this punishment is going to make Timothy lose and I'm going to win. He will not beat me. I'm going to win over Man, get fucked. Fuck you. I hope you die well, she is going to die in prison. So that's a good thing. Man. It's something about that lady. It's something about her. It's like the audacity to even go on the stand. That's how I see it. It's like the audacity to even go on the stand. Like, have some fucking shame, you piece of shit. Oh, I didn't remember anything. I didn't remember. Honestly, it's a blur. I don't. Yeah. Guys, be careful who you fucking reproduce with, because you might end up with a Shanda Vander Ark, and God forbid you can't take care of them kids and they have to be in the protection of their mother. You better hope that it's a good mother. That's all I'm saying. Let's check off the mental issues. Is she good with her father? Is she good with her mother? Okay, does she have any kids? Is she good with her kids? You know what I mean? Like, what does her family think of it? Like, these are real questions that you have to, if you really want to seriously date somebody, because you'll end up being drained by the worst person imaginable because you didn't do your homework. If she's a train wreck, leave her be. Somebody else will Superman save her. It's not us, people. Gentlemen, it's not us. Unless I'm just saying. Y'all do what you need to do. But that's just my little 2 cents. I love you guys, man. I love my ladies. I love my gentlemen. No homo. No, I'm playing. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna see you in the next video. See you out. I don't know what to say at the end there. I'm gonna say see you later.